What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. This is part 3 of the Damascus skinner that I've been making so far. And in this video we're gonna finish off all these small details that you see around here. We're gonna clean them up, round them off, bevel in this area right here for the hook, and bevel in the knife, heat treat it. And if this is the first video you're watching, I can put up I'm gonna put up a card right here for you to see the first part of the build and the second part of the build, and so you can follow along as we've turned some washers into this beautiful odd Damascus pattern. Alright guys, I got a little D-lamb right there. Let's see if the camera focuses on it. I have a little D-lamb right there. I'm gonna have to get rid of. It's pretty deep. Won't affect any of the integrity of the knife, but I'm gonna have to grind it out and make this a little bit deeper whenever I bevel it in. But so far, I like. Temper time. This guy was a little crooked, so I had to jig it up. The only thing I had was some Damascus pieces that I had laying around, some stock to make Damascus. So we work with what we can. Alrighty, let's turn it on. I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, we got the knife out of the temper. It's a nice, beautiful straw color. It developed a bit of a warp towards the tip, partly because of my negligence. I just put it down and walked away and started doing something else, and I forgot to straighten it out. I tried to straighten it out in the tempering process, and it straightened out quite a bit, but hopefully the rest I can just grind out on the finished grind I'm about to do. Alright guys, it's time for our favorite part of the build. Time to spend a couple hours hand sanding. Say a couple hours, but it'll probably be a lot less. I don't know if you can tell the difference between the sanded and unsanded side, but it's been about an hour. Time to go to the other side. Alright guys, we have it hand sanded to 1200, and you can already see the shadows in there that are where the core steel and where the Damascus that was clad outside is gonna be showing, but you won't really see it very fine details until we etch it, which is what I'm about to do. Guys, time for the reveal. See what it looks like, and it's looking pretty neat. Got some nice peaks and valleys in it. Looking pretty neat. I'm gonna clean it up and we'll get right back to it. Alright guys, so we got it out of the etch and we cleaned it up, and now that we gave it a quick little scrub down with a 1200 grit, cleaned it up a little bit, you can see the pattern actually looks pretty cool. Just try to get it to focus on there. Check out that pattern. That looks really, really cool. Over here, we don't have as much as a pattern, but overall, it looks really cool. So next up, what I'm gonna do is drop it. Apparently, what I'm gonna do is drop it. Damn. I'm over here trying to take care of it, and I'm dropping it. Oh my god, sucks. So I was saying, next I'm gonna clean it up now, and I'm gonna coffee etch it to make the colors pop out and contrast even more. That way we can get a good look at how everything is popping out and contrasting, and it will actually make this look really, really, really cool. A lot cooler than what it already looks like, which it already looks pretty cool. But it'll darken up the core steel and make everything pop out even more, almost like whenever I just freshly pull it out the etch. Alright, Alright guys, for doing a coffee etch, all you need is like the cheapest coffee you can find. I get this at Walmart, giant thing. It's cheap. It has to be instant coffee. Well, as far as I know, it has to be instant coffee. And you just mix it up. All we do is heat up some water, pour it in there with that instant coffee, mix it up nice and good. Ooh. If you're not sure if you got enough coffee, if you either pour some more, I mean the more the merrier, I guess. And take your knife, make sure it's nice and clean, doesn't have any residues or anything on it, and just drop it in there. And let it sit. Some people let it sit overnight, some people let it sit for an hour, 2 hours. I'm gonna pull it out in about 20 minutes or so and give it a look, see what it looks like. Alright guys, I'm pulling it out. I did not set up a timer, so I have no idea how long it has been, but I'm gonna pull it out and give it a quick wash in some water. So alright guys, I got it out of the coffee etch. It's definitely looking a lot darker. There's much more contrast than before. Not quite as much as I would like, so I'm gonna leave it in the coffee overnight, and in the morning before I go to work I'll pass by the shop and pull it out and see what it looks like, and maybe it'll be darker, I'm not sure. This might be as dark as it gets. I've never left a knife overnight in coffee etch, but hey, first time for everything. Let's give it a try, see what it looks like, and I mean, that's how you learn. Well, it's pretty dark right now. We'll wash her up and give her a look. Alright guys, so it's the next day. We got the knife out. It definitely did darken overnight. I'm not sure if I liked it as dark as it got, but it took some of the detail out of these guys. But overall, it looks pretty good. Maybe I'll do it again. It comes out better when it's just 15 and 20 and 1084 or 80 CRV. When I do it in Damascus, it comes out a lot nicer. This is different because it has mild steel in there and just powder, so I'm not expecting the exact same results, but overall I like it. Next, we gotta go on to the handle. Alright guys, well, as throughout the day goes by and I've been staring at this knife over and over and over again, the more I realized that I don't really like the way the coffee etch grabbed on. I like the contrast it gave it, but there's some spots where it got too dark and you can't really see very much of the contrast here with the clad metal on the outside. So I decided I'm gonna sand it down, fix some little things. Like this point right here is a little too aggressive, so I'm gonna round that out just a little bit, and I'm gonna touch up on some things, and then I'm gonna re-etch it. But I'm gonna just do a ferric chloride etch this time because I like the way it looked better. So normally a coffee etch works very well, and it's worked very well for me for regular Damascus knives. It shows very good contrast, but for this knife it just didn't do it, and I don't know why, but I'm not happy with the result, so I'm gonna tweak it a little bit until I'm happy with the result. just to put into perspective for those of you who haven't really seen much of a coffee etch, this is how it came out on this knife, the coffee etch. It looks nice. It came out pretty okay. Let's see, try to get some of that light in there to hit it. And this is a knife that I still haven't finished, but I started, I need to handle it. I just haven't done it, but I have this one since December of 2020 that I finished making it, but I just haven't handled it. But this knife, you see the contrast it has. This is a coffee etched Damascus knife, and I was hoping for this kind of contrast, but it just didn't do it. And this is beautiful. So I'm gonna resand it and re-etch it, but that won't be until the next video. If you haven't already, be sure to go down below and leave a comment on why you think this turned out differently, or maybe some ideas that I could use that I could do to make this come out more like this kind of contrast. Alrighty guys, and if you haven't already, like the video if you like the video, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. That way you'll be notified as I put out more content, and the more subscribers and the more likes I get, the more this gets pushed out on the algorithm, and the more I can bring better quality content out for you guys. Alrighty, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.